What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the eBay Nike SB Dunk Low in the Sandy Bodecker colorway. Today's video is brought to you by Heffelux. When it comes to sneakers, cushioning is king. And when you buy a shoe that happens to be uncomfortable straight out of the box, one of the easiest fixes you can do is swapping the insoles. So that's where Heffelux comes into play. They sell eTPU insoles, which essentially is the same material you'll find inside Adidas Boost. And if you look at their website, which I've linked down below in the description box, you'll see they sell a variety of different insoles. So depending on the type of insole density and the cushioning setup you're looking for, you're gonna find there's a suitable insole for anyone. So I've been a paying customer of Heffelux for years now, and I find them to be extremely comfortable. So be sure to check them out, show them some love, and use the code SEANGO at checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase. So this is the Nike SB Dunk Low, which honors the life and legacy of the late Sandy Bodecker, who was the VP of Special Projects at Nike, who passed away in 2018 of cancer. But during his illustrious career with Nike, he's probably best known for being the key figure that really helped propel Nike SB to become what it is today. And this dunk is a fitting choice to celebrate Sandy because it's actually inspired by the 2003 eBay Nike SB Dunk Low. So that original pair was an unofficial collaboration. Nike just designed these dunks in the similar color scheme of eBay's logo. And it's one of, if not the most rare Nike SB dunk to ever release. Said to only be 2 pairs in existence, one of the 2 pairs was auctioned off, with the proceeds benefiting skate parks in the Portland, Oregon area. And the shoe ended up selling for $30,000 US. And while the identity of the winning bidder wasn't revealed at the time, it was later on discovered that it was actually Sandy Bodecker that used his own money to benefit skateboarding at the grassroots level. So the second pair of those eBay dunks were destroyed at the auction house on site. So they were actually sawed and split into 4 different pieces to ensure that the winner of the auction was the sole and only person who would ever own a pair of those dunks. So that's why this shoe is done in this funky, wild fashion, as it's supposed to mimic the look of the dunks that were sawed off and cut into different pieces. So this pair released back on December 17th for $130 US or $170 here in Canada, and the colorway for this shoe is white, hyper royal, and mean green. So diving into the details of this shoe, this is obviously not your traditional dunk look. So on the toe box, you can see here, we have this very soft white colored leather, and we have these perforations on this toe box, just like any other Nike dunk. However, in the areas of the shoe that were sawed, they've overlaid this translucent TPU material, which allows you to see completely through the shoe. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this yellow colored patent leather, and then covering the eyelets of the sneaker, we have this green colored patent leather. Next to this, we have another translucent TPU overlay, and on either side, we have more of that soft white leather, along with a blue colored patent leather swoosh. Next to this, the side flap or wing of the shoe, this is done in a red colored patent leather, and this leather wraps around the bottom of the heel as well. And above this, we have more of that soft white leather, and on the top of the heel, we have the letters SB and the Nike swoosh embroidered in blue, which is both a nod to Nike SB and Sandy Bodecker. For the laces, so these only come with 1 lace option, and they're an oval shaped lace done in this hyper blue color. Underneath this, the tongue is covered in this white colored mesh material, and just like most SB Dunk Lows, the tongue here is padded and stuffed. In the middle though, just like the rest of the body of the shoe, we have this translucent TPU overlay, and then on the top of the tongue, we have this red tag with SB branding along with the hashtag Nike SB Forever. The back of the tongue and the inner liner of this shoe, this is lined in this lime green color, and I have to say the lining of the shoe wasn't nearly as padded and stuffed as some of my other Nike SB Dunk Lows. In terms of insoles, so these come with custom insoles which celebrate Sandy Bodecker's legacy. So on the left foot, the insole here features a picture of Sandy Bodecker holding Nike designer James Irazumi's child, whereas on the right foot, we have an image of Sandy's foot wearing those cut up eBay dunks. And this being a Nike SB dunk, of course we do have a Zoom Air unit underneath the heel for cushioning and impact protection. So the upper of these eBay dunks sits atop this solid rubber cup sole, which is actually done in this translucent finish, but then it's painted in white in the sections of the shoe that line up with the non-cut up portions of the upper. So I know some pairs the paint job here wasn't the best, it didn't really line up with the upper of the shoe perfectly, but I thought my pair was done in a decent job overall. And then turning this pair over to the bottom, so this outsole is done in a similar fashion. So it's a mix of both red colored rubber along with this translucent icy blue colored finish, but we still have that same circular traction pattern on the forefoot along with the Nike logo right in the middle. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, so overall I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and almost always I go up to a 10.5 in my Nike SB Dunk Lows. Because of the more padded tongue, the more padded insole, and usually because the inner collar is a bit more padded as well, I prefer to go up to a 10.5 because of my wider feet. But for this pair, I got these in a size 10.5, and they ran a little bit bigger than I'm used to. So I suspect that sticking true to size for this pair should be okay. Even if your feet are a little bit on the wider side, I think because this inner collar isn't as padded, there's a bit more room lengthwise in this shoe. So I'm kind of curious to see how a size 10 would have fit me, because going up to the 10.5 left me a little bit extra room lengthwise than I would have preferred. Moving on to the comfort, so this pair feels like any other Nike SB Dunk Low. With that said, it's going to be pretty firm, pretty flat to the ground and stable, which makes sense considering this is technically meant to be used for skateboarding. But for just an everyday casual use shoe, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's not going to be uncomfortable by any means, but there's nothing really about this shoe that I felt was comfortable. If you're wondering about these transparent overlays, to me they didn't really feel that uncomfortable. Honestly, they feel pretty soft to the touch, and even though I haven't really worn these in, I suspect that it won't really impact the comfort on the shoe too much. Lastly, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship on this pair, so first off, material quality, I thought it was decent. The upper of the shoe where they utilized leather, both this white colored soft leather along with this shiny patent leather, both of these different materials felt pretty decent quality. And obviously with these transparent TPU overlays, it kind of gives the shoe a bit more of a cheap look to it. But that's a feature that was meant more for storytelling purposes as opposed to function and quality of materials. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, my pair was solid. There weren't any major issues that I could see. Again, like I mentioned earlier, the paint job on the midsole was pretty decent, so I really had no true complaints to have about this shoe. So with all that out of the way now, let's lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, this shoe is a great storytelling shoe. I love how it honors that original eBay SB Dunk, and it also honors Sandy Bodecker so well. But from an actual wearability standpoint, this is just a shoe that I would never wear on my feet. I just think with these translucent panels, it just looks so silly on feet, and it's something I don't think I can ever pull off. So if you're able to grab these for retail, I think at least this is much more of a trophy piece, something you would display on a shelf, something that would spark questions from your friends, and then you can share the amazing story behind this shoe. But in terms of wearing them, honestly, I just don't think it's a very good look at all. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this pair. For anyone watching, were you guys able to grab these for retail? Did you take an L and pay resale for these? And what are your overall thoughts? You like the design? Is it a little bit too strange and not really a shoe you could wear? Either way, drop a comment down below and let's talk about these. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check out my Twitter page at sean.go, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.